Okay, welcome back, everybody. We are here for a more fun kind of podcast that we're excited to put out for you guys. So today we'll just do a little hot takes rapid fire. So Brad and I will kind of bounce off and say some sort of entrepreneurial business hot take, and then whether we agree or disagree, and then why. We'll be really quick on that. We'll kind of go through about 10 of them, and then we'll do a blind ranking at the end where I'll give Brad five startup ideas, and he has to rank them blindly on how successful they'd probably be. So, yeah, so I think we should just jump into it, Brad. Kind of go through these hot takes. So, how it'll work is I can start. I'll say maybe what like people consider a business entrepreneurial hot take. It's not necessarily one I agree with, but I'm just going to say it, and then I'll kind of be like, okay, do you agree or disagree? And then we'll both say if we do and then why. So,
Cool.
sound good?
Cool.
That makes sense.
Let's do
Okay,
it.
do it. Okay, so first, here, let me find my list. Where did I put it? I think it's right here. Okay. Um,
And then we're bounced. Okay, cool. We're bouncing
yeah.
off.
So we'll do one at a time. Okay. Where was the? Sorry, okay, here it is. Okay. I'm curious, Brad. Okay. Um, PR, right? Which is like public relations. Kind of like your your face outward, right? Like how you
Hmm.
speak to the general public is more important than the product itself. Agree or disagree?
Ooh, see, that's a tough one because some people like to separate themselves from the product, and some people don't know like who's running certain products. I think if you're trying to put your personal brand out there and you're trying to make the world known or like know who you are as a person and your product, I think since you're the niche, and if people are coming to you to code the product, I think you are the most important aspect of your product, in my opinion. Because in terms of today's day and age, if people like you, people are gonna buy your stuff.
Mm.
It's not gonna be like people buy your stuff and then they find out about you. People are gonna go to you first. They're gonna go to you for your opinions or whatever you say, and then they're gonna go from there to your product. So I think
Mm.
that's more important in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I like that. I would say I probably agree overall with the statement, but again, like you said, it depends because I think again, if you're kind of the face of the brand and that's what it is, then of course that's more important because you could have the best product in the world, but if everybody hates you and
Hmm.
just like you're awful, then yeah, no one's gonna buy you. So buy from you. So yeah, I'd probably say I agree with the statement overall. All right, your turn. Do you got one?
Okay. Okay. Um, your first idea will not be your winning idea.
Ooh, I agree 100%. I think your first, like the quote you shared in our last podcast from Reid Hoffman, the first idea, it could be embarrassing. And I know he's more talking about first prototype, but still,
Hmm.
I think um, you as an entrepreneur, I've seen it so many times that people just they try one thing, it fails, but then they learn so much from that experience that their best idea builds off of that, right? So I'd agree overall, probably.
Yeah. Yeah. I think every successful company that you know has pivoted from
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
Every single one. I think you could search about it's very rare to find one that has like worked from like point A to point B to where they are right now. I think you have to pivot. That's the definition of a successful entrepreneur and like a capitalist, I guess. Um, what do you think? Well, what's the next question?
Yeah,
Go
I
for
got you one. Okay. So Brad's gonna love this one, but the hot take is social media isn't actually necessary for your marketing. Agree or disagree, Brad?
it. Ooh, that's a tough one. I mean, technically, if you're asking me, I'm gonna, you know what, screw it. I'm gonna say yes.
Really?
I think you do need social media for it
Oh, wait,
because
so you disagree with the statement, is what you're saying?
yes,
Yeah, yeah,
I'm gonna say you do need social media.
yeah.
Because right now is like a gold mine. You could somehow get in front of so many eyes nowadays. And like TikTok, for example, we post something boom, you could get 10,000 viewers just like that. Instead of having to put like it's a digital billboard. You don't need all the physical ones anymore. Um, I think it really is a necessity, in my opinion, if you really want to scale your brand to that next level.
Yeah, no, I agree with your statement. I disagree with the hot take. I think you're wasting time, effort if you're not
Yeah.
prioritizing social media as a marketing tool. It's just again it compounds sales engagement. It's just yeah, you would be in my opinion wasting time not using it. So
Yes.
yeah, I disagree with the hot take.
Okay. Um, let's see. Uh, you should charge more than you're comfortable with.
Ooh, I agree. I think based off what we talked about in this past podcast, I think charging you why not, right? Like you never know, like people may take that offer, and if they
Hmm.
do, then you're putting yourself at a higher standard. And a lot of times it actually makes you more credible because people see a higher price and like, wait, like they're charging that much, their service must be pretty solid or their product must be pretty good. So I think your comfortable level is just naturally bringing you lower than probably you're actually worth. So yeah, I would say you should charge more than you're comfortable. What do you think?
I think I think that people are almost they do it out of insecurity, underpriced out of insecurity, thinking like, oh, I don't think I'm good enough, essentially.
Hmm.
So they don't think like their product's worth more than what they do it out of insecurity, essentially. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
I think they didn't know also like higher prices kind of attract higher value customers,
exactly.
and it creates more trust and gives you a lot more room to actually deliver to the best of your ability.
Yeah, 100%. Love it. Okay, I got one for you. And it's one we've talked about a lot. If out of high school, you already know the business you want to start,
Okay.
going to college is a waste of time and money.
Oh, that's probably the hardest one.
Yeah.
That one's tough. That one's tough. Shoot, that one's a tough one.
I'll tell you my thought real quick. I would say again, I think it's just there's so much nuance that you can't necessarily agree or disagree because it just depends what your goals are, right?
Yeah.
I actually This is a hot take, and it's funny because I love college to death, but I probably would agree if you feel like you already have a business that's like going to be profitable and like going to work
Yes.
well, and you're already going at it. But it's just again, if that's like your only goal, then sure. But if you have other goals of like networking, mentorship, just like fun activities, social groups to be a part of, trying something new, then of course you're waste like you should go to college. So I don't know. That's kind of my thoughts.
I was kind of thinking the same thing. Like if your company is becoming profitable, if you maybe have a good friend group of other entrepreneurs already, and you have a good
Mhm.
mentor, that I don't necessarily think you need to go to college because if you already have all of those and you have a good network of guys that you've met, then I think maybe the social aspect of college and the classes could be a distraction, and then that could be
Yeah.
like a side project. I think there's an argument for both, but if
Yeah.
you ask me what I'd go with my gut, I'd say in terms of business on entrepreneurship, if you already have a profitable business, college is a waste of time.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally
But
fair.
if you need help, like help scaling and you're going and you need a good network, then go to college.
Yeah.
So, okay, cool. Um, how about this one? You don't need funding to start.
Oh, I totally agree, 100%. There are so many business styles you can start without funding. I mean, again, it depends what the business is, likely, but even then, like, I think content creation is the lowest expense but fastest way to like start getting money as capital to fundraise, right? So
Mhm.
let's even if you had, let's say like let's do like a landscaping business, Brad, and you have to go out and like clean yards and you need all that equipment. What you could do is just like start out with like one tiny tool or like even just like videos of you going up to homes and asking to like do landscaping on their business, film that content, post it consistently, And once you get like, let's say brand sponsorships or some sort of revenue from that, you
Hmm.
can use that as capital to like actually invest in the business you're starting. So I would argue, I mean, it's hard and maybe it's not always the most efficient way, but I do agree that you don't always need any funding to start.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I think a lot of digital based
Yeah.
products, you don't need funding. You could
Hmm.
figure it out as you go. Because obviously, I think we talked about this so many podcasts ago. But
Yeah.
just use the free chat GPT part. You don't even have to pay for it. Just use the free part of it, and then come up with an idea with that. Make a PDF or a digital product, or just do something.
Yeah.
It's you don't need a lot of funding to start if you're doing it digitally. In my opinion, I've everything that I've done, I really
Yeah.
haven't had to pay for at all. If you're doing like an in-person service, like a obviously landscaping or doing that, it's a little bit more
Yeah.
laborious because you have to have something physical right in front of you.
Exactly.
I mean, it doesn't take a lot of capital, I feel like, for a lot of things. You could go on Facebook Marketplace, find something cheap, go from
Yeah.
there. At that point, you're just kind of using excuses
Yeah.
not to get
I,
going.
I agree.
But here, go for your
Yeah.
question.
Yeah. Should we do one more each or two more each? What do you feel?
Let's let's do two more each.
Okay. This is more like a health kind of based one, but burnout isn't necessarily like a mental health type of issue. It's actually like a strategy issue. Agree or disagree?
Ooh, I'm I'm gonna say it's both.
Okay.
I'm personally gonna say it's both because I think one leads to another. So I think it is a strategy issue with burnout because you're trying to put way too many things into one, I guess, just one slot of time, and that kind of leads to burnout because you don't give
Mhm.
yourself to have a break.
Mm,
I also have I feel like burnout is an aspect of mental health too, because if you're working so much, you don't have any time to actually spend with yourself or like quality time to actually enjoy something outside of your business. So I think it's a little bit of both, in my opinion.
mm. Yeah. No, I'd probably agree with you. I think it's a little bit of both as well. I think people do struggle with mental health struggles, and that can have an effect on burnout, right? And
Hmm.
or even sometimes the environments you're put in, circumstances in your life, like I think that qualifies as well. But there's always a strategy, I think, to improving that and overcoming it. Again, like you said, putting yourself outdoors, finding ways to make your work more fun, kind of like a play type work where again, like you said before, like stepping away from things and coming back to it. Like there's definitely tactical steps you can take to overcome burnout.
I completely agree. Yeah. Um, what do you think about this? Done is better than perfect.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. 'Cause I think perfect is so subjective, and it's just almost like a waste of time to try to chase some sort of perfection. Done at least gets you somewhere. So I would say done for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Just throwing something at the board because I feel like perfectionism kills a lot of startups nowadays.
Mm,
Um, you just again, like this always goes back to Reid Hoffman somehow, but I feel like just shipping an ugly version that works or like semi works
mm,
beats like 6 months of like polishing and making the product look
100%.
pretty. And then at that point, like, does anyone even really want it? So, um, you are next, my friend.
Yeah. Okay, last one for me is the quote unquote technical co-founder is dead, meaning that because of AI and Claude and a lot of these other resources we have, having a technical co-founder isn't necessary like it used to be. Agree or disagree?
Okay, hold on. Say that
Yeah,
a
yeah.
little bit differently.
Yeah. So a technical co-founder, meaning a co-founder who has more experience with like software or
Right,
like
right.
engineering or data science, whatever it is, who can write code is usually what they mean by that. So you no longer need that type of co-founder or even just like a partner, right? It doesn't have to be like a co-founder, but like direct partner with you or like person right under you, because of the AI that we have nowadays.
Um, I disagree.
Okay.
I think that human touch and aspect of that of
Mm.
business is always going to be important.
Yeah.
I think for the solutions that AI creates, it's also going to create another problem
Yeah.
that AI can't solve.
That's that you're
That's
cooking. That's a good point. Yeah.
so I think that's why in terms of software engineering, software or AI is going to take out parts of like business, like actually making like the code and the software, but it's going to create jobs like AI, like AI teaching or AI integration or like teaching AI to do different things. I think there's
Mm.
always going to be an opportunity that sprouts out of something that dies. So I think if you brought in a technical founder, you're going to see like the little loopholes and the little mistakes in the code that you don't see or
Mm.
AI doesn't see. So the back end and the front end of your business are going to work just the same.
Yeah. Great point.
What do you
It's
think?
you.
What do you think about that?
Wait, say that last part one more time. Sorry.
Like, what do you think about the what you just said, essentially?
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think that if you I think the human connection, having somebody that like you can just speak things to in a way that like humans only humans can
Hmm.
understand and
Hmm.
like communicate that to, I think offers more value than like AI can offer. So I
Yeah,
ultimately would say I disagree. I mean, of course, it depends. All these depend on different things, but I would overall disagree with that statement. So yeah, that's my take.
okay. Last one, and this is an interesting one. Building in public is a cheat code most founders ignore.
Building in public is a cheat code. I agree. Yeah, I think it is. We've talked about this before with social media, especially showing your journey of building in public and not like in an ego way, but just like a lot of times it's just beneficial because you gain trust from a group of people. You're like the underdog, right? And you're
Mhm.
publicly being that underdog that people want to cheer for. So one, it helps your brand and your business. It creates credibility. It creates humility, and ultimately, yeah, I think it is a cheat code in a way. I think if you're not using that to as a content or as a way to show people, then yeah, I agree.
Cool.
What do you think?
Um, I think a lot of founders like to build in secret for
Yeah.
some reason because they don't want someone else taking their idea, which is understandable. I do I can side with that in a way. But I feel like the flip side of that is that building out in public could actually help you create your audience if you're doing that on Instagram. This goes back to the whole like founder image thing.
Mm,
It goes back to your credibility and that actually brings in your customers a lot faster, in my opinion.
mm,
When you are building out in public and showing that journey and you just gain that trust as well and that brand loyalty.
100%.
So
Yeah.
um yeah, I
Love
think
it.
that is it. And then
Okay.
what's this next part?
Yeah. So we'll run in real quick and we'll finish out the podcast. But we're wanting to do a blind ranking little segment. So this should be super fun. So what I'll do is I'm going to give you five startup ideas one by one, and you have to rank it one through five based on how successful you think it would be in 2026 or like how well it could do. And you can define that how you want to define that. So whether that means like engagement or like followers, or it could be like how much actual profit or revenue. I mean, I don't know. It's just however you want to define that, Brad. So you can kind of come up with that. But I'll just give you five if that's chill.
Okay, hold
So
on. I'm gonna
yeah. You can write down a little list or something.
yeah, I'm gonna still write it down real quick so I don't forget it.
There you're good.
Okay, so I'm ready for you.
Okay. First one is it's pretty simple. It's AI implementation for small businesses. So you're basically it's an intermediary that you offer kind of consulting on how to implement AI for like smaller startups or smaller businesses. So you could call up like a local business, be like, hey, like I can help you and offer value by implementing AI into your business, if that makes sense.
Yeah, so more of like an AI agency.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, cool. Got that down.
But I want I want you to tell me as you go
Oh, wait,
where
yes,
you're
yes, for one
like
out
where
of
you put
five.
yeah, where are you putting it 1 out of 5?
For AI implementation, I feel like AI is a huge aspect for businesses as we go. And for business, I mean, it's going to be important for larger businesses and small mom and pop
Yeah.
shops. I'm gonna put that the number two slot.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Okay. Second one is a car detailing company. So you and a couple buddies create a business. I've seen this a lot. And let's say you have really good marketing, you have all the tools you need, and you go out and you just detail cars, right? So they're kind of that physical type service.
Car detailing, that's never going to go out of business. I feel like that's always going to be very important. They do well, but in terms of business models, are we in terms of business models, are we talking about like ease, revenue, or like
Yeah, kind of
all the above?
everything. Yeah, like how to get into it, how long. Yeah, I liked how you said how long it'll probably be around, revenue. Kind of to look at the market as well, how big the market is for it, stuff like that.
Yeah, because I feel like there's a decent market. It's pretty easy to get into. Marketing's relatively easy. You could do this as like a high school student. I'm gonna put that in the number three slot.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, this one it's called a ghost kitchen. I don't know if you've heard of these, but you basically have a kind of a small kitchen shop. So let's say like a kind of yeah, like a spot where people can stop by and you sell like it's like a lot of stadiums do this where like if you go into a stadium you walk by and like they'll maybe sell like a few items from Chick-fil-A, like a few items from
Hmm.
like Chipotle or a few items from this and like some concessions and like it's all kind of there. So it's not like Chick-fil-A's actual restaurant. It's just they provide a few of their products there. And so it's like a ghost kitchen where you're basically reselling like from the company. You like they how it works is like I'm pretty sure I could be wrong if someone wants to correct me, but I'm pretty sure they franchise in a way where they sell you like the recipe and like the ingredients how to make it. And so you only make a couple of that company's products or like food products. And you do it for like multiple companies and you sell it from that kitchen, if that makes sense.
Okay, yeah. I'm gonna put that at number five.
Okay.
I'd put that at number six if I could. Um,
Yeah.
so I just I feel like that's also a skill set you kind of have to get over
Yeah.
a couple. I don't. I feel like that's just not that easy to do, even though if you looked at it like from an outside perspective, like yeah, just cooking something from a company. I just don't see a lot of like ease of use in that, and that's more of like obviously convenience-based businesses are huge because like things like anything like vending machines
Yeah.
or like the like little pop-up shops, those are important. But in terms of this, I feel like those are only really big, again, like you said, like concession stands at like football or baseball games.
Yeah.
Obviously, those are important. Those are going to do very well. But in terms of like day by day use,
Yeah.
you're going to have to work really hard to actually get customers in. And even if you're doing really well and getting like nice form of like revenue in, you're still going to have to work just as hard as you did in the beginning. And I don't really think that's something that you could scale relatively fast.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally fair. Great point. Okay. Next one is a wedding photography business.
Ooh,
And so you have the four and the one spot open.
that one, that's tough because I'm trying to take bias out of it too. Um, For those of you who don't know, I was a videographer for my fraternity, so
He's a
I could
great
I could
photographer too.
I
Yeah.
could always appreciate that aspect of it. I just man,
And I'm not going to change what I'm going to say next, basically, based off what you say. So just so you know.
okay, I because that's almost like an agency too.
Hmm.
Call me crazy. I'm gonna throw that at one.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
throw that at the one.
100%.
Here's my reasoning. Obviously it takes a little bit to save up for a camera. Um, it just don't be lazy. Like get a job, save up in like high school if you wanted to, or like a job that you have. Learn how to do it on YouTube, and then at that point, you just need to watch like a few videos, get good at like Lightroom. Lightroom's not that hard.
Hmm.
You could go on Pinterest for different packages or or you could go on online and watch your favorite YouTuber buy like a LUT for like $5, which is like different presets for the camera, and go to a wedding venue and just offer to do them for free first, so you get some reps in, and then once you get like decent at it, which takes about like a month, then you're making some like actual dough,
Yeah, totally.
and you're raking them in, and a lot of people, obviously, everyone's going to get married. That's never going to be something that people don't need.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's obviously going to be relatively expensive because you're taking photos that they're going to look at for the rest of their life, one of the
Yeah.
biggest moments in their life. So people are going to pay good money for a good photographer. I'd say it takes about a month if you're putting in like real good work and doing
Mhm.
free work. And then you can make some really good money from that.
Yeah, totally agree. I think it's awesome. It makes so much money, bro. It's insane. Okay, last one. So at your number four spot, it's called a personal content ghostwriter kind of thing. So basically, what you do is for professionals who have like a pretty successful business and they're wanting to grow their personal brands and they're pretty bad at it, they'd hire you to like take their content and stuff and then create written form content out of it. So you would write like LinkedIn posts for them, you'd write X posts for them, you'd write threads posts for them, newsletters for them, kind of grow their personal brand on social media. And they'd hire you out as that kind of type of thing.
That's perfect. I would definitely keep that at the number four spot.
Yeah.
Only because I feel like as a personal brand ghostwriter, you kind of have to have a good following first.
Yeah.
You have to be well known on social media for people to actually like trust you and like buy your product. You can't just go
Exactly.
on social media one day with 100 followers and say, "Yo, I know everything. Like I'm gonna
Yeah,
make it
yeah,
go
yeah.
viral."
It's
So
the last person they're gonna
yeah,
pay.
exactly. So you want to have a good following, and a good following takes a while. So that doesn't have a lot of ease of use. Um, there's good money to be made in that, but it takes a while to get to that
Yeah.
point. So I'd
Yeah.
keep that at the number four.
Okay. Sweet. Is there anything you would switch around? Or do you feel pretty good about that? I
Um,
think it's pretty good. I think you kind of hit on the dot, honestly.
Let me see. Because that's number four.
You had number one, wedding photographer, number two, AI implementation for small businesses, number three, car detailing company, number four, personal content ghostwriter, and then number five was the oh, why am I forgetting? What was number five?
The
Um,
ghost
oh,
kitchen.
Ghost Kitchen, yeah.
I honestly would probably keep it the same.
Yeah, I think so too. That's fire.
Is there anything that you agreed with or disagreed with?
No, I thought you kind of hit them all in the dot, honestly. Thought they were all really good. I think, yeah, all your points I totally agreed with. I think it obviously depends, right? Like what phase of your startup, like of your entrepreneur journey are you in with these? Like if you've already been pretty successful with some businesses and you have a lot of capital in store, like I could see maybe the ghost kitchen being something that could work pretty well if you already like built
Oh
up a
yeah.
lot of capital to like invest in right away. But like if we're talking about like student founders, like or like kind of just younger entrepreneurs, I think this five is pretty accurate, is what I would say.
That's kind of like what I was going off of, like ease to do or ease of entry,
Exactly. Yeah.
revenue, and then difficulty.
Yeah. Yeah.
So thought that was pretty solid.
Yeah. Good stuff, bro. Well, that was
Cool.
fun. I'm glad you were able to share some of your insights. We could ball out a little bit on this podcast and kind of have some fun with it. So, any other things you want to say before we close out?
No, sir. That was pretty
Awesome.
solid to me.
Okay. Sounds good. Okay. Well, I appreciate you, Brad. Thanks everybody for watching. Go check out at your first pitch on all our social media.
Yes, sir. All right.